okay, so this is the end of the year. This is actually going to drop on December 31st, 2020. And, I'm a critic. I love criticism. I love, I don't love most critics, but I love the idea of what we're supposed to be doing. And one of my least favorite things that we do is pick best and worst of like any given year, because that's like a ton of like bullshit. It's like there's no such thing as the best or the worst when it comes to art. I mean, there isn't. But what really pisses me off about that is that we monopolize the conversation when it comes to the end of the year. There's like only critics gonna say. So I want to hear from the people actually making the art and what was not best worst, because like I mean we don't use those words in the show, but what was like maybe your absolute favorite thing, or like some of your favorite things that you saw some of your colleagues do in a year that really demanded that people um put their like thinking hats on and like just like challenge the form and challenge the things that critics have told them that they shouldn't be doing.
Okay, there was one thing. Taby McGar did this piece with The Shed. She had been working on a Claudia Rankine piece, and they put out this film project, and I thought it was amazing. And she's done some amazing things in the quarantine that really inspired me. And also, Danya Tamer did a kind of beautifully directed piece, virtual version of Heroes of the Fourth Turning. And I feel like those two, Danya and TB, I feel like they were messing around with the medium in this beautiful way. And also, I'm going to mention someone who's not my friend, although I wish he was, is Fiona Apple's quarantine album drop was huge. I thought that was a triumph, a total artistic triumph. Loved it. Yeah.
The highlight of my 2020 theater viewing experience was Lessons in Survival at the Vineyard, and in particular, the wonderful directing work of the brilliant Tyler Thomas, who directed 8 episodes, each between 30 and 50 minutes long. It was just a huge amount of work done in a very short period of time, and it was just exquisitely done. The design was great, great actors, great performances, and just, a beautifully executed project that deeply moved me.
Hi, my name is Sammi Cannold, and I am a director, and my favorite theater going experience of this very bizarre year would probably have to be from this December. I was in lockdown in London, and when we all got out of lockdown, a few West End venues were able to reopen, and I was so fortunate to get to go see Les Mis in concert on the West End with 50% capacity in the house. But it was such a like triumphant evening of theater because all the artists involved were just so grateful to be back on stage, and we were so grateful to be there. And the West End's return was tragically short-lived, but I will remember that night for so long, forever, because the spirit of determination of everybody in that theater was just like at an all-time high, and you felt the show in ways that you'd never felt before, and all the lyrics sort of sounded completely different in a way that I never would have anticipated. And I've seen the show so many times, I've directed the show, but it was just a completely different emotional experience, and I'm so grateful that the theater has the power to do that. And I'm so grateful that I happened to be in the right place at the right time to be able to see live theater this December. And so I hope that it is a beacon of more to come in 2021 as we all get back on our feet and back to the theater. And grateful for that experience and all the heroes on the West End who worked really hard to make shows like that possible.
Hi, this is Caridad Svich, and you've asked me what my favorite show of 2020 was this odd year. Gosh, for me, it's a toss-up. So it's a tie. And it's mainly to do with shows that I've just been thinking about kind of like on a daily basis. And then had to do something with the directness of their engagement with the audience, and also their intimacy and their approach. And the first one is the piece I, Cinna, the Poet by Tim Crouch, performed by Tim Crouch for Unicorn Theater on Zoom this summer. And it's just, I still think it's one of the best things I've seen in a very long time. I love that play, but I think this rendering of it, it was just so immediate and so powerful and vulnerable. So that stays with me. I, Cinna, the Poet by Tim Crouch. And the other one with the tie is a piece called Telephone by Coney, which is a game and theater game and play company. I guess they describe themselves as Agency of Coney. The showrunner of that company is Tasso Stevens. And Telephone is a piece of one-on-one for small audience interactive theater about memory, time, geography, history, lineage. And I just, it was, at the time when I saw it, I was in it, I was participating in it. It just felt, kind of didn't know what hit me, you know what I mean? It was so unguarded and warm and inviting. I felt there was such care that Tassos had taken in with the audience. Surprisingly deft piece, and also a piece that with not a lot of frills around it, like very, very not fancy, not fancy, not a lot of wizardry, but just a lot of direct human connection, even on Zoom, using the webinar function. So, and I think in terms of connection, it was a piece where, the piece happened, it runs about an hour, and then afterwards we ended up in the audience with Tassos talking for another hour, just because we wanted to hang out. And I don't think that happens very often. So it replicated some of the things that I love about theater, which is the conversation after and the sort of ease of that. And I felt like he had created a safe space and a caring space for that to happen. So my two pieces are I, Cinna, the Poet by Tim Crouch and Telephone by Coney.
My name is Denise Stephanie Mendoza, and my favorite show of 2020 that I can remember right now, because 2020 was long, but my favorite show, I gotta say, was Queen's Gambit, and that's because the lead was a woman, because she was playing chess, which is a male-dominated game, and she kicked all those men's asses. And I also loved that she had a personal struggle going on in the background, and I thought it was really impressive that they were able to make chess suspenseful for me. Because I don't play chess. I think like I've played it once in the last 10 years, and I'm still unsure of all the rules, but I thought, I was like on the edge of my seat, like, oh my God, she moved that piece. I don't know what that piece means, but like, it looks serious, So Queen's Gambit, absolutely. Also the acting, so good. And I love that, like, her, I don't know if it's a spoiler, I don't know if you're gonna include this, but I love that her friend, like, comes back in the end, and it's not about a man saving her, but it's like her sister in a way saving her, because it's like families who you decide your family is. It was just such a lovely story, and I love the mom who unfortunately dies. I'm so sorry again for the spoiler. I should have, okay. Ooh, Queen's Gambit, #1. Yeah.
Hey, it's Jasmine Batchelor. I'm a theater maker in Brooklyn, New York, and I was in The Surrogate this year. And my favorite thing about 2020 theatrically was Rada Blank's 40-year-old version. I love that film. I love her. I love the way her mind works. I love that it's in black and white. I love that theater makers in New York really saw themselves. I really saw myself. And I'm just really grateful that she made such a brilliant piece of work and that it's being celebrated. So if you haven't seen it, it's streaming on Netflix right now. And I'm just so happy to be able to talk about it because I love her. And if you're seeing this, Rada, I love you. I love your work. Okay. Bye, guys.
Hi, my name is Daniel K. Isaac. I am an actor and writer based in New York City, and I normally go to see the theater maybe 1 to 4 or 5 times a week. And because we were unable to do that this year, I instead pivoted and read a bunch of fiction, which I will try to give you my favorite recommendations in under 3 minutes. So these are in alphabetical order. If I Had Your Face by Francis Cha, which is being turned into an Apple TV show, so highly recommend that. Days of Distraction by Alexandra Chang. Bestiary by K-Ming Chang. Common theme, I love supporting Asian American authors. Permanent Record by Mary H.K. Choi. She also has, her first book was called Emergency Contact, and she has a new book coming out in 2021. So pre-order that from your local bookstore. Cleanness by Garth Greenwell. I would also read his first book, What Belongs to You? What Belongs to You? This book is very sexy. This is NSFW, gay, queer, sexy. The Vegetarian by Han Kang. I know I'm behind, people read this way before, but yes. Kevin Kwan's Sex and Vanity. If you like the Crazy Rich Asians trilogy, this one, it's great. Summer reading, which I feel like in the time of a pandemic, everything should be summer reading. Page turner, really entertaining, makes you want to go to Capri in Italy really badly. Super fun. Pachinko by Min Jin Lee, also being developed for an Apple TV show with our own Broadway's and off-Broadway's finest Jin Ha in one of the lead roles. So read this before watching, which is my role of book adaptations. Oh, so good. Have tissues close by. I'm at 2 minutes, fuck. Severance by Ling Ma, if you want to experience a different pandemic in fiction. Everything I Never Told You by Celeste Ng. And then her second book got turned into a Hulu TV show, Little Fires Everywhere. There by Tommy Orange. So good. So good. The Groom Will Keep His Name by Matt Ortile. Really funny autobiographical essays by Filipino-American queer. Great. Oh, this one's coming out in 2021. Lurkers by Sandy Tan. Pre-order this. Trust me. Will be one of your favorite reads in 2021. Real Life by Brandon Taylor. We were at the Lambda Literary Retreat together. This book is so good. And also pre-order his next one, Filthy Animals. Here for It by R. Eric Thomas. This will make you laugh out loud, which we could all use more laughing. And then Brian Washington's my new favorite author ever. Lot short stories, and then Memorial. So good. Have tissues. So beautiful. And then last but not least, Charles Yu's Interior Chinatown, which also is being adapted, I believe. And these were some of my favorite reads of 2020. And I will probably be reading a lot more in 2021 because, we're still in quarantine. But a happy new year, and thank you, Token Theater friends, for all that you do, and be safe and well.